Question number 6. Should the state control the economy? I talked about my idea of a hybrid economy with some details in my answer to question 5. This should give you a good impression of my process of thinking. Economy is very important. Everything we call civilization is ultimately rooted in economy. To my knowledge, the history record is crystal clear on this topic. Freedom and a free market and competition and meritocracy are the best ingredients for innovation and a strong economy. If this is true, there is no choice but capitalism. However, we have to find ways to deal with the monopoly effect. Some kind of dampener device to stretch the life cycle, some kind of reboot mechanism to create a new life cycle. Unfortunately, this is an unsolved problem. In general, it is desirable to have the people and the economy as free as possible. Question number 7. Should the decisions of individual white people matter to the alt-right's goals? Okay, I have to stress the no punishment, no force rule again. Collectivist movements like the alt-right tend to create pathological states. This is a dangerous trap. The state must not become a pathological monster. In my mind, it is a numbers game. I wish to create an environment which makes it easy and beneficial to make the right decisions. I guess in this situation, most people will simply follow the pack. After all, this is one of our qualities. Some snowflakes who wish to be special don't mean much to me. But unwanted behavior should not be rewarded either. Question number 8. Very important. Should women have a role in public life? Okay, here we go. As I said earlier, on the bottom of the rabbit hole you will find the concept of group and territory and the patriarchy. So patriarchy is part of the game. But we cannot go back to a traditional society. Our traditional societies are gone and will not come back. So what do? We need to resurrect male authority, and it is a numbers game. Also, we should follow the no punishment, no force rule. The first tool I use is education. I create a leveled playing field. All our amazing women's can show how equal they really are. The content of education is available online. It looks like a skill tree. You have to learn about the utopists before you can do Marxism. Both is required to get the chapter postmodernism. You get the idea. Keep in mind the state religion is science. This is not soft education for girls. Teachers have the authority over the curriculum. School is segregated and women teach girls while men teach boys. The girls will inherit the failure from their female teachers. The testing is done by a third party and it is anonymized. Those who give the grades will have no idea about the person they judge. I guess the teachers and their boys will blow the girls out of the water. If so, boys will do better in school. When it comes to higher education, I start with the following assumption. If your society has less than 5% academics, your society is weak. If you have more than 25% academics, your education system is too weak. So I guess 15% is a good value. If your IQ score is among the top 15% of your generation, you get sponsored education. This means you get an apartment and some money while you study. Essentially, you are just on welfare. I guess there will be few women among the top 15%. I should mention I'm a fan of backdoors. Opportunity is almost everything for a society. Therefore, I am very keen to provide more than one way when I create a system. For rich people, there should be expensive private schools which push less talented rich kids through education. On top, all contents are available online. You can learn at home. The testing is still done by the third party. Let's say you want to get tested on fields and waves in physics. Your first attempt should be cheap. But if you fail, testing should become expensive very quickly. This will discourage you if you're not smart enough for this. Your diploma will have a percent sign, a fist, or a dollar sign. So it is obvious what type of educated person you are. I guess girls will fall behind in this scenario. The next thing I would be the workplace. Here I would write the #MeToo hashtag. Feminist dreams come true. If you experience sexual harassment, you can sue the company for not providing a proper environment. Believe the victims. Meanwhile, quotas are gone. No diversity doctrine anymore. I guess companies will often prefer men. They tend to work more and better, in this scenario with lower risk. This should disenfranchise a lot of women. My third tool is the right to vote. It should be earned instead of given. Since men and women are different, society should provide different mechanisms for this. I would draft young men into service for their country, let's say 5 years, from 18 to 23. They will do military service and construction work. The construction work is necessary for the hybrid economy I mentioned earlier. Someone has to build and maintain the infrastructure for the community branch. Women can do this too, but they are not drafted. They have to volunteer. You will soon learn women don't like to serve their country, especially not if they have to do the same dirty and backbreaking work men do. However, as soon as a young man rendered his service, he gets valuable privileges in return. Guaranteed shelter as a place to stay, which cannot be taken away, and the right to vote. I guess few women will take this path, which is okay. In regards to women, the society has different expectations. She has the right to vote if she is married and has children. Of course, we have to get rid of no-fault divorce. The idea was rubbish in the first place. Of course, it matters who broke the contract. If she gets divorced on her own fault, she will lose the right to vote forever. Bad behavior shall not be rewarded. If it was his fault, she will keep her right to vote. My last tool would be state child support. I guess I mentioned this earlier. She has to prove her child has a native German father, otherwise the society will not support this child. At the end, I would expect a numbers game. Some women will work, some will stay single, some will have higher education, but mainstream will most likely become patriarchal. The idea behind this is simple. I assume most men have a natural drive to care for women and children if they get something in return. If society provides opportunities for men to prosper, women will bribe them with cooperation and men will care for women and children. Of course not all, but what is ever perfect? So, now you have quite a bit insight into my worldview and the concepts I would like to see. Hope you enjoyed my thick German accent. Have a nice day and be well.